Hey guys, it's me, Ashley D, aka Moon.85, coming from you live on my lunch break. So, some things I've come across, which I thought if you didn't already know, that I would share with you because I'd be all up in, the government's business like that. But an article ran across me, Sinister, Secretive, and True. U.S. plans to cede power to the Who. Now, if I can remember correctly, there was a music group back in the day called The Who. I actually liked them. However, this is not what that's talking about. I'm going to read the article to you, and if you guys want to comment, please do so below. I think this is very important to know because a lot of people do not know. So the article reads, the backdrop of that little publicized plan is the World Health Assembly planned for May 22nd through the 28th in Geneva, Switzerland. At that meeting, now 2 weeks away, which now not 2 weeks away, a total of 194 countries will meet to discuss a secret plan. Not so secret anymore, right? Introduced by the Biden administration earlier this year to update the international health regulations of the WHO, the World Health Organization. The plan was recently publicized by Michelle Bachmann, the former congresswoman who sounded the alarm on the War Room podcast hosted by Steve Bannon. Imagine that. The Biden administration is bringing amendments, she warned, that would propose that all nations of the earth cede their sovereignty over to national health care decisions to the WHO, the World Health Organization. Am I surprised? No, I'm not. A February article by Politico.com confirms Bachmann's allegations. According to that story from Politico's health beat reporters, the U.S. has been in backdoor negotiations, as always, with the WHO since January about a treaty that gives the WHO greater power to act during a medical crisis. Now, let's pause it there, because isn't that going to be kind of what's going on in China? They're in total lockdown. You have people jumping out of their homes, out of their windows, committing suicide. You have people going hungry. So if that is what other countries want, but Biden didn't consult any of the U.S. citizens about this. You're making decisions. I'm not sure if your brain is not in its right rational mind or what, but it just speaks all to what is coming in the last days. But I digress. Let me keep reading. The story credited reporter Ashley Furlong for breaking the news about the U.S. proposal and said the plan is to reach a consensus on updated amendments to the international health regulations by May, likely referring to the upcoming summit. Lois Pace, an official from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, has been meeting in Geneva to discuss an updated treaty, the Political story said. A proposal to give the WHO more power and authority now, comes after the world witnessed the WHO bend a knee to the Chinese Communist Party in the weeks and months after COVID-19 began spreading from Wuhan, China, where it likely escaped from an experimental lab. If I'm not mistaken, in the 80s, Dean Koontz, I forgot the name of the book, but somewhere in that book stated about a virus that escaped from a lab in Wuhan, China. So for those people, and I cannot remember the name of the book, but for those people that have read that book, this is nothing new to you. During the pandemic itself, the American public witnessed their federal, state, and local governments forcibly shut down tens of millions of businesses, churches, schools in fear of virus that in reality proved to have a survival rate of 99%. I've known plenty of people. Now, I think I've had COVID. I'm type 1 diabetic. So if I have a foreign virus in my body is retarded, y'all. It's going to let a sister know. That authority would presumably fall to the WHO under the new treaty. The public also witnessed so-called vaccine passports restrict the public's freedom to shop and travel, and yet the political story says the WHO is working on a vaccination credential initiative to implement vaccine certificates that can be authenticated across international borders. Then President Donald Trump announced in 2020 the U.S. was withdrawing, coming out of, back from the discredited WHO, World Health Organization, citing the agency's hobbling response to the virus pandemic. So the Biden administration offering the UN agency even more power represents a role reversal on steroids. You think? Frank Gaffney, the national security watchdog at the Center for Security Policy, which I watched his show the other night, didn't think that, I didn't know he had a show. I have Pluto on my Fire Stick, you guys, so I keep updated on the news. I digress again. Frank Gaffney, the national security watchdog at the Center of Security Policy, tells AFN he is aware of the U.S. proposal implementing those amendments. He says means the U.S. is giving away its independence and sovereignty to the United Nations, but he is not surprised to learn who is proposing it. No government of the United States that I know of, he tells AFN, has been purposefully, prepared to do the sorts of damage to our Constitution in violation, by the way, of their constitutional oath of office that this administration is making basically its life work. That's the end of that article. Again, I have my reasons for the way I do things. I say this. They say vote so your voice can be heard. For those of you who voted for Biden, is your voice being heard? Because if your voice was being heard, he wouldn't be giving away our sovereignty to the World Health Organization, violating our Constitution. I don't know if he's in his right mind or not. I know that the vice president's job is basically in name only, because there's a chain of command. She doesn't do anything but laugh, smile, giggle. You know, what are you really doing? I have told people I wouldn't vote for Trump, but Trump was strategic and smart. A little bit, just a little bit. I'll give him credit where credit is due, right? At this point, I'll take George Bush back. You know, I'll take George Bush back. But you're putting our country in a position where none of the citizens are going to have a say-so. So you might as well take away voter rights, right? We might as well not even vote anymore. You're taking away our rights to make decisions about our health, decisions about our laws. You're taking away all those decisions, because once you overlook the Constitution, what do we have? Nothing. We have constitutional rights as citizens. And once you take that away from us, there's nothing left. You're handing it over to the World Health Organization, the United Nations, and it's not fair. But then again, this is all leading up to something greater. You know, I saw, I'm not sure if it was Bachman that was speaking about the currency, but we all know that the dollar has decreased in value significantly. And it's just, she stated, and if it's Bachman, if it's not Bachman, I do apologize, but she was stating about digital currency. Why? Because they want to keep track of what you buy, what you spend. They want to be all up in your business, all up in your mix, as we used to call it. Why? Because they can't track it with paper money. They can't track the drug cartels and the drug dealers with paper money. I get that. But citizens of the United States do not want to be tracked. If you do, move to China, where they have social credit scores, where they have cameras everywhere, monitoring your every move. Move there. Move to a communist country. But the United States of America, we were built on certain principles. And those principles, those morals have been thrown out of the window. I'm just saying there's too many articles by different reporters that is stating the same thing about Biden giving our sovereignty over to the World Health Organization. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I've read 4 articles already that are basically saying the same thing. So, yeah. But again, if you want to comment on this video below, like and subscribe. I'd like to have more followers. I'm trying to, I guess, beef up my content. I won't always look this way, but I'm trying to beef up my content. I'm kind of just getting started. So also, if you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you like my nails, I get my nails done in Irving, Texas at a spot called T-Nails. They're great. Well, the guy that can do the designs, he's great. I only see one person when I'm there, and with my feet, I'm a type 1 diabetic, so only one guy is allowed to do my feet because he knows not to go too deep or too rough. So if you guys are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and you want your nails done, just go to T-Nails. It's off of Esther's in 183. Again, like and subscribe, and I will see you lovelies later with more, I guess, more content and more to say. I have stage fright, so even talking into my camera is like a feat for me. So yeah, I'm trying my hardest. So yeah, like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I will catch you on the flip side.